Good morning, everyone!
Hello. It's a brand new week, a brand new day. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Rise and shine, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. We are here to kickstart this unstoppable day with inspiration, good vibes, and great energy. Happy Monday. I'm Monique Tuzon, ready to bring more fun to your mornings. Join us in the next hour for stories and conversations that matter. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I know Paolo had a so-so weekend because of some sports upsets.
I had a terrible Sunday for many reasons. Pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. It was a terrible Sunday for me. Pero si Mo, galing Baguio.
I know!
I had a work trip in Baguio,
Yeah.
so I didn't really get to do a lot. It was super fun.
Yeah, why didn't you get to do a lot? Traffic ba?
Because the traffic was miserable. So not only is the traffic bad in Manila, it's like everywhere in the Philippines. I'm going to move to an island. I'm just going to boat everywhere.
Peak season in Baguio,
Yeah,
right?
it is,
So everybody
it is.
wants to go to Baguio. The weather is just absolutely
the weather's
wonderful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just the traffic. Man, I need a helicopter too in
Yeah,
Baguio.
yeah.
Walang helipad doon.
Oh, meron, sure ball.
Meron for sure. But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
really want to go around, parang it's not a good idea to bring your car. Because unang-una, you don't know where to park. Diba?
There's also no
if you're gonna check out
parking.
all the hole-in-the-walls
Yeah.
places. So, kailangan maglakad ka lang or just take a Grab. Diba?
There's no Grab in Baguio. They have like Grab taxi, but it's so hard to hail a Grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where traveling is a bit more difficult during the peak season.
Yes,
dito.
yes.
I mean, like you can go anywhere, travelers are all over. But then, at the same time, I'd also encourage you traveling because, syempre, there's so much to discover, especially here in the country. So hopefully, we can get more of that soon. But in terms of traveling, and how was it this morning?
I know, let's check the traffic this morning.
Yes, please. Let's check on the major roads at this hour. Here is the situation along Elsa Quezon Avenue flyover. See, as early as now, a lot of vehicles are already on the road. On the left side of your screens, vehicles going to Quiapo. On the right side of your screens are vehicles headed to the Quezon City Memorial Circle. You're seeing moderate traffic on the right side of your screens. Left side, moderate to heavy already, even along that underpass, along that stretch. Now let's head on over to EDSA White Plains on the left side. Are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard? On the right side are vehicles headed to Cubao. If you're headed to Cubao, still a good time to drive. Also, light to moderate traffic still on the left side of your screen. So again, if you are just about to leave your homes, leave early to avoid unnecessary delay and keep a cool head on the road. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Monday, guys. Vehicles with license plates ending in 1 and 2 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Well, y'all better gas up now because we can expect a fuel price hike this week. Industry sources say diesel and gasoline prices may increase by 50 centavos to 70 centavos per liter. Kerosene prices may roll back by 20 centavos to 30 centavos a liter. Last week, gasoline prices went up by 40 centavos a liter, while per liter prices of diesel decreased by 75 centavos. The Energy Department's Oil Industry Management Bureau cited factors such as the geopolitical volatility, wow, I cannot say that word this morning, in the Middle East as the reason behind the latest fuel price adjustment.
Matakot ka ata sa gas prices mo. On to our weather report. Be ready for possible rains for today because the country, while it remains storm-free, Pag-asa explains 3 weather systems are at play. 1, there is the shear line affecting parts of southern Luzon. The system may dump scattered rains and thunderstorms in Quezon, Marinduque, Oriental Mindoro, and the Bicol region. We also have northeast monsoon or hanging amihan affecting most parts of Luzon, including Metro Manila. Despite generally fair weather conditions, Pag-asa says to watch out for possible downpour due to the amihan later today. The ITCZ, or the Intertropical Convergence Zone, is also in effect. Now, this causes rains down south, especially in central and eastern Visayas, as well as Mindanao. The rest of Visayas can experience isolated rains due to localized thunderstorms. The sunset today, by the way, will be at 5:30 p.m. Tune into Weather HQ later on at 9 a.m. for more updates, whatever the weather, only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Now on to some serious business. Hundreds of licenses for Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGOs, have been nullified on Sunday. following PAGCOR Chairman and CEO Alejandro Tenco's order not to renew their permits. This after President Bongbong Marcos ordered to ban all pogos by the end of the year. From 300, only 7 pogos still have active PAGCOR licenses. Meanwhile, over 21,000 foreign workers affected by the pogo ban have applied to downgrade their visas at the Immigration Bureau.
In the meantime, a bittersweet news for Mary Jane Veloso's family as they cancel their supposed visit to Yogyakarta, Indonesia today after learning Mary Jane is now transferred to Jakarta. This marks the start of her transfer process to the Philippines, but there is still no definite date as to when that is. While her family is disappointed after their 3-day visit was canceled, they're still happy knowing she's coming home soon. Mary Jane was arrested in Indonesia year 2010 for drug trafficking, but she was maintained being victimized by a drug mule by her recruiter. Indonesia now hands over Veloso's fate to President Marcos, whether or not she will be given pardon.
Now, PhilHealth is still in hot water as a lawmaker calls for a congressional probe into the agency for its alleged failure to expand health insurance benefits. Appropriations Committee Vice Chair and Ako Bicol Party List Representative Raul Angelo Bongalon cites PhilHealth's 700 billion peso reserves and more than 500 billion peso investable funds. Raul says the Congress should look into where PhilHealth invested their funds and see whether or not the agency's officials benefit from it. This comes in the middle of a decision in Congress to cut PhilHealth's 74 billion peso subsidies from the national budget.
In world news, anti-Yoon protesters in South Korea lauded the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol over the weekend. An emotional anti-Yoon crowd waved flags and signs calling for the arrest of the embattled leader. Members of Yoon's Conservative People Power Party joined the opposition party to complete the 2/3 vote needed for impeachment. The Constitutional Court now has 6 months to decide whether to permanently remove Yoon from office. Doing so will lead to a snap election to find his replacement. Prime Minister Han Duck-soo has temporarily taken over the office to prevent a power vacuum.
In sports, mission accomplished for UP as they bring the UAP's men's basketball title back to Diliman. The Fighting Maroons dethroned the De La Salle Green Archers in Game 3 of the finals Sunday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Final score 66-62. Both teams pushed each other to the limit yet again with the championship at stake, but UP's Francis Lopez atoned for his costly errors in Game 2, nailing a dagger triple with over a minute left in the final canto. The Fighting Maroons are once again the kings of UAP basketball, men's basketball in season 87 after 2 straight first runner-up finishes. Graduating Fighting Maroon, JD Cagulangan gets the perfect ending to his UAP career. He was named Finals MVP in his last dance in the collegiate ranks. Cagulangan was UP's hero in season 84 2 years ago back in 2022. He ended the Diliman-based squad's 36-year title drought with an epic 3 against Ateneo Blue Eagles back in that series. Now in Game 3 for UP's men's men's basketball title since 1986. I can't even say that right because I'm still hurt by all of
I hope
that.
you all saw Pao's face when he was
Pao.
reading the news. It really hurt.
Were you
Alam mo.
there? Were you actually there watching the game?
No, I was actually working on the PBA
Oh,
that
okay,
day.
okay.
Pero if guys, so sorry, pardon me as I rant ng konti. Unang-unang congratulations sa UP. We're less unfortunately used to winning and losing. We're there and about. And congratulations to them. Great series. UP do deserve it at the very end. It was a terrible week for me for sports. A terrible Sunday in particular. First of all, talo La Salle. We'll give them that. Barangay Ginebra losing to Eastern sa PBA. That's also there. I'm only biased for them because my dad is a coach there, just so everyone knows. As a commentator, hindi po bias sa iba. But at the same time, yung Pilipinas nag-draw rin sa Laos sa ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. That was terrible. Pero buti na lang at the end of the day, para sa akin, nanalo yung team ko sa football, Manchester United against Manchester City kaninang umaga. Oh my gosh. Okay?
I felt that. I felt all the
much
anger.
relief.
Wow.
Buti na lang isa sa mga teams ko in what was a long Sunday. Nanalo. Again, whew, that's the only reason why Monday is a good Monday for me, because of that. Yan yung huli pang game. So Mo, take it away. I'm done with my rant.
Anyway, Pao can relax now. Let's talk about some K-pop news, because over the weekend, K-pop sensation New Jeans launched a new Instagram page. Called Jeans for Free, the new account has now gained 2.4 million followers. It is still unknown whether the breakout quintet will rebrand to Jeans. This comes amid escalating tensions between the group and their label. In November, New Jeans announced their decision to terminate their contracts with their agency Adore in an unprecedented move in the K-pop industry. During their live, New Jeans reassured their fans not to be worried as they navigate a turbulent time.
They're a great group, New Jeans. I'm actually surprised there's going to be a rebrand and all of that. Super Shy, obviously, was one of their bigger hits that was actually also on all over TikTok. And yeah, they do rebrand. That's different for K-pop group. So let's see what
I think
happens.
it's the first of its kind. So
I
I'm
really
excited
just
to
love
see.
seeing all the music videos in the morning. Like, it
here
really
she's
gives you
gonna
that
dance again.
energy.
So, alam niyo na kung anong susunod na content ni Anne sa TikTok niya?
Yeah,
Sasayaw
New
siya ng
Jeans.
New Jeans mamaya.
Yes, later.
Oo.
So follow me on
or
TikTok,
jeans.
guys.
Or baka jeans lang, eventually. Oo.
Hindi na new.
Hindi na new. Hindi na sila bago eh. Tama naman, nag-evolve.
But later, we have something interesting for you guys, so make sure you stick around. Himala, a story deeply embedded in Philippine culture, gets a miraculous rebirth in this year's Metro Manila Film Festival. We will talk to its director, Pepe Diokno, who joins us live after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
2 reasons why. I think the first one is I come from a rice farming background in Ilocos Norte. I have relatives that does rice farming and really saw the complexities that they saw every single day. And second is really my immersion in Singapore. Earlier this year, I went to Singapore and I interned for a startup that helped shrimp farmers manage the risks of disease testing in Vietnam. So having to understand that risks is the biggest, most vulnerable factors that affect farming, I tried to apply that in the Philippines, and AgriConnect came to be.
Beauty, health, adventure. This is for you. Join Marie Lozano, where she uncovers the untold stories and unexpected surprises in the world of lifestyle.
We wanted to create a space where we could dive into these topics not just by talking to experts, but experiencing the topics firsthand. Let me tell you about the Lifestyle Lab.
On BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
This is The Scorecard
Where you score the latest sports news.
and in-depth views. I'm Anton Rojas.
I'm Erica Christensen.
Get ready. Be prepared. Get to the latest stories, updates, and reports about what's happening in the world of sports. Hosted by Anton Rojas, Erica Christensen.
Where sports is our business and business is our sport.
The Scorecard, 9:30 p.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Bawat anggulo ng bawat issue.
9 out of 10 Filipinos ang nais na mapanagot ang mga corrupt officials.
Bawat detalye ng mga napapanahong pangyayari.
September 23 nang simulan ng Israel ang air attacks sa Lebanon na
Tuloy-tuloy na ihahati hanggang Sabado at Linggo. Weekend Agenda. Sabado at Linggo, 5:30 p.m. sa BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
bakit sa'yo nagpapakita ang birhen? Bakit hindi sa iba?
Saan ka naniniwala? Elsa. Tawagin ng lahat. Mayroon akong mahalagang sasabihin. Walang himala! Walang himala! Ang himala ay nasa puso ng tao. Bawat puso ay pusan ng himala. Himala sa puso ng tao. Ang bawat tao ay ugat ng himala.
Now, that was Isang Himala, an official entry to the 2024 Metro Manila Film Festival, where some of the country's best theater actors retell one of the most powerful stories ever told in Philippine cinema, Ishmael Bernal's Himala. Now, as director Pepe Diokno holds the torch, he tells us more about the making of the musical film and why Elsa's story is still relevant to this day. It's a beautiful day. Direk, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, Paolo and Monique. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Thanks for coming and
Direk.
waking up so early.
I know
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
earlier than my usual.
Let's be fair, none of us are used to this. We do this every day, but we're still not used to
Yes.
this. But Direk, first of all, congratulations on the film. It's always going to be one of the bigger tasks for any filmmaker to retell a classic story, a classic film. A lot of people my age should go look back at that, by the way. Himala, Ishmael Bernal. Can you tell us a bit more about how this all came about, first and foremost, and turning it into a musical for the MMFF?
Yeah, well, Himala is a masterpiece by three national artists, direct Ishmael Bernal, starring Miss Nora Honor,
Yes.
and written by Sir Ricky Lee. That was made in 1982. It was actually in the 1982 Metro Manila Film Festival. But in 2003, Sir Ricky himself turned it into a musical, and it's been staged many times over the last 20 years.
Yes.
2003 at CCP. The latest one was in 2018, 2019, starring Aisel in this cast. And that's the staging that I saw. And it was the most powerful, most emotional experience I've ever had in a theater. I laughed, I cried, it gave me goosebumps, and the experience stuck with me for years. And so I've always had this sort of ambition to bring it back into film. And we're very lucky, very grateful that we got into the Metro Manila Film Festival this year for the 50th edition.
Yeah,
So it's like a sort of like a full circle moment also for Himala.
Derek, can you talk to us more about how that conversation, when you pitched that you wanted to make a musical adaptation of this classic film, how were people reacting when you made that pitch?
Well, I would say that the musical, as it's been staged, is it has its own fan base really, and it's considered one of the greatest original Filipino musicals. Sir Ricky Sir Ricky's a mentor. I took his workshop, and so I've always been afraid of asking him, but when I finally got the courage, I was very surprised by what he said. He actually challenged us to remake the film both faithfully and unfaithfully. And one of the first things he said was, own it, own this version of yours. So with Vince De Jesus, who wrote the music of the stage play, he also sort of completely reimagined the way he did the music for this. So he turned it into a rock musical. So it's really like bent bent so far away from the original film. And we got the blessing from Sir Ricky and the challenge also to do this.
Direk, you mentioned in previous interviews that in this movie, Aisel Santos is going to be a more complex Elsa. She's your Nora Honor in this movie, right? So,
ang hirap nun, ah.
Yeah, right? Ang hirap for Aisel, diba? So why is this so? Why is she a more complex Elsa in this movie?
Well, I wouldn't say complex. Nora Honor's Elsa was such an enigma, and it's because if you watch the 1982 film, there's not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah,
it's a lot of silences, and it's a lot of like yung mga tinginan ng mga actors. And there's so much going on behind Elsa's facade that you're left wondering what's she really thinking. And when Sir Ricky and Vince De Jesus wrote the musical, the first question they asked was, what if we can give a song to all of those silences? What is Elsa actually thinking and feeling throughout the film? And they put it into song. And so this Elsa is actually more transparent.
Okay.
And because of that, she's more human. What the musical does is it actually expands the narrative. It's not just about Elsa, but it's about how this whole town is transformed by her miracles.
Yeah.
And everyone is, given in this ensemble. Everyone is given their own songs and their own, their own thoughts and feelings are said out loud in these beautiful, powerful songs. And that's why I felt that it's such a different material from the original because of the way the songs are written.
Yeah, and now speaking about songs and musicals, because the key reason why people sing in musicals is because the emotions are too big to be encapsulated in just words, kaya kumakanta sila. Now, to sing those songs that you have, Isa Santos, Between Escalante, are amazing in terms of their not just the way that they perform, but then the way they act things out. I remember working with Between Escalante before, not singing with her, I only introduced her. Okay, I was like, oh, Between Escalante!
Disclaimer
Pero, they are incredible. Just how is it working with them and, funneling yung emotion nila sa cinema. Iba yun eh.
Yeah, well, we have some of the best performers in Philippine theater.
100%.
And Philippine theater is having a renaissance these days. It's hard to get tickets to these shows.
Yes.
So many musicals are playing, and we have some of the best performers. It was such an experience. Like for example, Between, there would be takes of her songs where after her take, the whole cast and crew would just clap because they were so good. And watching Aisel and the whole cast. Usually when you shoot a movie, it's not often that I sit behind a monitor and laugh or cry because I know the story and I'm very focused on the work and I'm so familiar with what's going to happen. But seeing these performers, there were really moments where I would cry and I would look to my side and Sir Ricky would be beside me and Sir Ricky would be crying, watching these performances. Really, really amazing. They're such great performers, so professional. We had challenged them because I was like, when I watch the performances on stage, so much of it is in the vocal delivery.
Yeah.
That if we were to lip sync this, I said it's not going to work. It's going to feel fake. So we challenged. So it was a challenge for us. We have to do all the song numbers live, like they did in Les Mis, like they did in Wicked. Because when you watch it, it just feels so authentic.
Yes.
And it was harder for them, but they really, really delivered with the songs.
And you got the stage actors from the production, right, to be cast in this musical film of yours. So how faithful is your film to the stage production of Himala?
It's very inspired by the stage production, which was directed by Ed Lacson in 2018, 2019. So what we have is like something that's in the middle of film and theater.
Okay.
So it's very stylized, and I felt that was the right way to go with this, to sort of honor both cinema and theater.
Now, Direct, my question is, you mentioned earlier the songs have to be like in a rock kind of version. Is there a reason why? Because the first one came out like 42 years ago. So is there a reason you had to make it more modernized, I guess, for the audiences now?
Well, the inspiration really came from Vince De Jesus, who really, originated the musical. I think he was, looking for something with a little bit more punch for the cinematic retelling, and I, agree with that direction. What the music does is it makes it really immersive.
Yeah.
And we actually mix the whole thing like Dolby Atmos to really give you that feeling like you're inside Kupang. And that rock music gives you that extra punch.
Yeah, this just looking at Himala. First of all, just to clarify, kasi right now the trend is that sometimes movies are split into two kasi ang haba ng mga musical.
Yeah.
One parter lang to, di ba?
One parter lang.
One parter lang, right?
Promise.
Just to confirm. So it's not a Wicked situation, guys.
No.
So of course, you take a look at the message that you're telling here. Obviously, it's been retold over and over again. It's been modernized. It's been refined throughout the years since 42 years ago. Is there going to be, in your opinion, maybe a different take of the message, or maybe even a further refinement of the story with your version coming up?
Yeah, well, I think people will have to watch it. But when Sir Ricky said to own this version and to reimagine it both faithfully and unfaithfully, one of the things that I actually got to toy around and play around with is the ending, that iconic ending that everybody quotes, Walang Himala. Of course, the monologue is
Morning.
the monologue is, of course, there as is. But with the way the whole film ends, I felt that if I were to contribute something to the story, it would be in sort of doing the ending in a different way.
You know, again, since the movie came out in the 80s, and to be completely frank, si Anne lang yung nanood during that time.
Walang himala. I know that. Okay.
So,
Super iconic.
again, for those who did not experience it, what was the thing that what was the part of the movie that left such a big impression on you, the original one, that you want to sort of bring out even now? Again, despite the fact it's a musical, it's a retelling, it's a remake, there's so many things that you're redoing here. What is the consistent message that from the first one you want to bring it out here?
For me, the story is about truth and lies. It's about faith and blind faith. It's about how all of us, when faced with the most dire, most desperate situations, how all of us look for someone else to save us. And that is as relevant in the 80s as it is today. I think maybe even more relevant today, that yearning for a savior. And Elsa's story is about how we tend to, prop up the wrong people.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, we have so much talk about here, especially like I actually wanted you to try and invite Gen Z people using their language to watch Himala. I don't know kung kaya eh. Kaya ba yan? Or
I don't know. But what I will say, a lot of people, doing a musical, MMFF, is a big risk, of course, with a cast of not typical quote-unquote box office stars. And as I said, the genre isn't so popular in a sense in terms of MMFF. And when people always say, such a big risk, and you're a little bit worried. They said the same thing to us when we were releasing Gumburza last year. They said, historical movies, people don't really watch that at MMFF. It's maybe too serious.
I'll fight people on
which
that.
Himala is actually not that serious as Gumburza. It has light moments. People also said, your lead actors, you're not typical box office. But it was Gen Z who really came and watched the film and tweeted about it and posted about it and TikToked about it and asked their theaters to play it. And so I think the younger audience is really looking for something new in terms of what they watch in cinemas.
100%. But don't go anywhere, Direk. We're not done with you yet, because our conversation with award-winning film director Pepe Diokno continues after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, what does the investigation cover? We tackle the issues.
The president's immunity from suit is absolute.
We clarify matters and we get on point.
Watch his press con. Sinabi niya na ayaw niya ng kudeta.
What is questionable about the AR, sir? The Vice President keeps insisting walang active threat kung hindi ako mamamatay.
Ayun na lang natin, mahirap pang pangunahan eh.
Pinky Webb, on point.
Magandang araw, Pilipinas! Sa bawat issue may iba't ibang anggulo. Sa bawat storya may iba't ibang kwento.
Himayin natin ang bawat sulok at bawat kanto mula sa iba't ibang perspektibo na madaling maintindihan ng karaniwang mamamayan.
Every Saturday na po kami to 11:30 a.m. Kaya huwag kayong papahuli, mga kabayan. Manatiling may pakialam sa mga issue sa ating bansa kaya samahan niyo kami dito lang sa Cuatro Cantos!
Hello and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. We are still with director Pepe Diokno to continue our conversation about his upcoming musical film, Isang Himala. Now, Himala was first released 42 years ago during the inaugural year of MMFF, right? Was there an intent in this timing, Direct?
Well, no, but we're very grateful that we got into the 50th year. Because this year is a milestone. It's the 50th year of the Metro Manila Film Festival. And all of the producers, it's a great lineup. We're all very excited and honored to be part of it.
I've seen the films, and I saw an interview with your producer, and then she said that they were not expecting actually to be selected for this year's MMFF, right? Because usually they get like the big stars and everything. What was your reaction like when you were selected to be part of this year's list?
Also very surprised. We were not expecting really to get in, but very grateful because MMFF is really the only time of the year where Filipino films are allowed or given that platform to flourish in our cinemas. Because other than that, we have to compete with Hollywood, and it's been very, very hard for our industry. So with the MMFF, with this platform, I think this kind of film with our attack really needed this. So we're very grateful for it.
Has there been a memorable moment for you, Direct, during the whole filming process of Himala?
Memorable moment.
Like your favorite moment?
So many, but because we built a whole barangay inside of this studio, inside of a soundstage. And we had to fill it with hundreds of people, and every day was an experience. Like just setting foot on set on the first day, which you can see here was such a big experience. Having Sir Ricky come, having some cast members from the original Himala visit our set as well. And because of this film, I also got to briefly work with Ms. Nora Honor, because she has a little bit of an involvement in the film. We're very honored.
Wow, is that a spoiler? Or?
No, well, she's in the trailer. She's in the trailer.
That's right.
But seeing her read a script like this up close, and then watching her imbibe the words. What an experience.
How were you feeling?
What an experience.
Like, what were your thoughts when she was doing
Pinching
that?
myself.
Goosebumps.
Is there any pressure knowing that some of the original cast members were there? Obviously, Sir Ricky Lee was there, but then,
Sir Ricky came. It was just a lot of love. And, people who are involved in the production of Himala, this is the kind of production that stays with them for years. And they're so encouraging and just a lot of love for the material.
What do you think the late Ishmael Bernal would be feeling, telling you right now as you redo his masterpiece from the 80s?
Well, Sir Ricky was asked that question, and I will just repeat what Sir Ricky said because I would shudder to think that. But Sir Ricky said that he thinks that Ishma would be amused by it, and that the film would make him smile. Sir Ricky's seen it, and to see him also smile at the end of watching it was a great moment for me.
Yeah, just looking at this, we were talking a bit about the 80s in the past, and there's such a great legacy of filmmakers from that time. Do you feel that in some way, siguro, that this generation of filmmakers are starting to carry that torch? We were talking a while ago just how it feels that Filipino movies are becoming more, I guess, more invested in the stories that they're telling, more invested in their production, even in the way that they create films. Do you feel that it's a bit of a throwback to what we've had in the 80s, where arguably 80s, 70s, probably one of the heydays of Philippine cinema?
They call it the second golden age of Philippine cinema, and I think that as filmmakers, we all really have to take it upon ourselves to sort of carry on the torch in a way, but also build on what previous generations have given us. We used to have one of the biggest industries in the world, really. And I once read that in Asia, we were probably number 2 to India or Japan at one point. So we really had a big industry. And unfortunately, I would say I always chalk it up to a lot of government intervention. We were overtaxed for a very, very long time. And that really hurt us. That tax has been eased. And so since then, I think you can point to a moment on that map where they lowered the amusement tax from 30 to 10. And you can see how film has steadily risen through then. Of course, the pandemic fortunately hurt us, but we're back, and we're really trying to make things happen. it's still a struggle outside of the festival, but yeah, hopefully we are challenged. Filmmakers are we are challenged to deliver better productions and new kinds of stories for our audience because we know that they watch all kinds of movies.
And I feel like it's getting better and better. Every year, the lineup for the MMFF, it just gets better and better. Speaking of which, I wanted to talk about last year's entry, Gomburza, of course, where you won Best Director. Congratulations. Are you, and also that movie swept the most awards, right? Cinematography, if I'm not mistaken, Best Actor as well, right? So congratulations. Are you still reeling from that win from last year?
Well, reading from the reaction, I saw a post just a couple of days ago where it was actually the 6th most searched film on Google.
Yeah, it was,
and we really were not expecting for the audience to embrace, I guess, so many reservations about, the genre and the actors, quote unquote. But, I was just very happy about how the reaction went. Last year was such an experience for me because at MMFF, you don't really hear about like doing talkbacks after movies is something that you usually do for like independent film festivals like Cignal or Q Cinema. But we wanted to do that for MMFF last year, and so we would go around with the actors, and after screenings, we would talk to the audience and hold forums, and it was like bringing an independent sort of experience to the MMFF, and hearing the reactions and answering questions was a great part of the process for all of us, really.
Yeah, Anne was really saying all of the accolades. She forgot to mention Best Director 2023.
I said.
Best Actor. Like,
no,
sorry.
I did. Best Director, that's like on top.
Of course. But Direk, obviously, with Gomburza being as successful as it was, is there para sa'yo ba any added pressure to follow it up? Kasi, minsan yung expectation nandun when they say that it's a film by X director, Y director.
Well, without Converge, I don't think we would have been able to make Isang Himala. In terms of, because of the support that we got from the last year's MMFF, we got the opportunity to do this, and I, really hope that audiences also come out to see the film.
What do you think would be next for you, Direct? So after this, do you have another project that you have in mind? Because I'm sure people will watch anything that you direct.
Hopefully.
Like, people are going to be so excited to see that.
Well, I am working on a horror film.
I don't
hopefully
like
that
horror
will be
films.
next.
Yeah.
A horror
But I'll watch it because it's you, Direct.
Are you one of those people who don't watch
I get
horror
scared
films?
with horror. I'm super matakutin, so we'll see.
You know how some Filipinos are, manonood sila ng horror movies sa cinema and then they laugh at the scary parts.
Which is great.
Which
is great. Which is great.
No, I know. The reason why we're asking is because we want to get killed in your next movie.
We
Well,
would
at least
love to
I
be-
want to
we
be
would
killed
love
in
to
your
be
next
extras.
movie.
Can you get us si Pao daw ang dream niya is to get shot.
No, I
Shot,
actually
he said that
last
anything.
time.
Like I've said this on air. I want to get shot on TV. Obviously in a film or a series. I'm just saying it'll be the most dramatic thing.
You can do that here. You don't have to do
No,
it.
I know, but there's no
We can
real
hook you up.
story.
Paintball gun.
There's no real story there. Wala eh, talo eh. And like I have an uncle who's a filmmaker. He hasn't killed me yet. All right, no, that's not fair.
Direk is gonna make that happen for you. Well, anyway, Gomburza, it resonated well with a young audience, right? From last year, which was such a surprise because historic movie show. We were talking about that a while ago. And do you see this happening as well with Himala? And you being a young director, do you think that gives you, hindi young, not youngish, but really a young director, does that give you an edge?
Well, I don't know, but I think that audiences, maybe of all ages, are looking for films that give an emotional experience.
Yeah.
And also films that make us think. And I think what's nice about MMFF is that you have this buffet of different kinds of films.
True.
Films that make you laugh, make you cry, and also make you think. And when I watched Himala, that's the experience that it gave me, and that's the same experience that I hope to give to viewers is this MMFF also. It's really, the story is really something that will stick with you.
Well, we're excited. I can't wait to watch it. Christmas Day. We're all gonna go after the show. Okay.
100%. Well,
No, December 25.
December
We have
25,
work,
yeah,
so we
absolutely.
will watch.
Could you describe the audience now, in your opinion? Because we mentioned a while ago, historical films. They're actually doing a lot better. More people realize Gomburza, Henry Luna, Goyo. There's so many good historical films. In fact, actually, that was part of a trilogy apart from Gomburza. What in particular, how would you describe the current audience that you're catering to, and the Philippine audience is right now? It feels like it has evolved, it has changed.
It has changed, and this is because we're on a Bilyonaryo. No. And I say this because we're on Bilyonaryo. But according to the data last year, the audience for MMFF was ABC. And
really,
it goes against the typical, thinking that MMFF was a CDE festival. And I think it's because of ticket prices. Ticket prices are just so high. The cheapest ticket is 370 pesos. If you're a family of 4, it will cost you probably 2,000 pesos for tickets, food, drinks, transportation. And so that changed the makeup of the audience. And I think that's what studios are seeing, that the audience that will watch films in the cinemas are an ABC audience.
That's super interesting, and I honestly want to learn more. But right now, Direk, again, first of all, good luck sa Isang Himala. Good luck for the MMFF, and we'll see if you can repeat yung Best Director.
Hopefully, I just hope that the film finds its audience there.
100%. But here, we're cheering for you. Good luck again, and thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you very much, Direk. Pepe Diokno, ladies and gentlemen, Isang Himala showing in cinemas on Christmas Day, December 25th. Speaking of Christmas, are you guys ready with your gifts for Christmas? Because when we return, instead of searching for perfect gift ideas, we will talk about the worst gifts that you can give someone for the holidays. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Definitely, competition will be much stiffer because while we have the 6, you have Maya Bank, we have Uno Digital Bank, Uno Bank, GoTime, Overseas Filipino Bank, and of course Maya. But of course, GCash is not a licensed digital bank player, and having to have another 4 of them by starting next year will definitely, make the competition more exciting. But it boils down to one thing. It now gives the consumers, the Filipinos, more options. And I think the bottom line here is really on how to further promote inclusive digital finance.
The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront.
It's still continuing with hearings on the EJ.
But we can recommend the filing of cases with the proper offices or agencies.
It is always victimizing the poor, so we will continue to go against corruption in the budget.
At the forefront with attorney Karen Jimeno, 8 a.m.
Magandang gabi, ako si Corina Sanchez Rojas.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
Nasa radyo na, mapapanood, mapapakinggan.
94.7 FM.
Nahaharap ngayon ang Estados Unidos sa isa na namang 4 na taong Trump presidency.
Death squad rin yan.
Binawi niya yung sinabi niya.
Ing masalimuot ang buwan ng Oktubre para sa ilang bilyonaryo.
Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
Ito po si Father Nono.
Ako po si Father Fiel Pareha.
Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng.
Kape at pandasal na po tayo. Ito po si Cardinal Chito Tagte.
Good morning, I'm Mikey Oreta and you're watching Basis Points, where we dive deep into the numbers and the stories that drive our economy and shape our world.
Stay ahead of the curve with the latest on financial dynamics.
The Philippines' trade deficit hits its highest level in over 2 years. The Philippine stock market continues to plummet. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority is on track.
Join us as we delve into the evolving economic landscape. Mikey Oreta, Basis Points, 9:30 a.m. Only on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
has no authorization.
We hope and pray that it will not rise.
Thanks for having me here.
An orchestrated
By myself, basically.
We always say that.
It depends.
A well-concerted effort.
Perhaps I can reiterate.
My greatest beefsteak. Iba na iba pala yun.
Hello, and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, on to some tragic news from Spain as the founder of global fashion brand Mango has died in a mountain accident. Reports confirm that billionaire Isaac Andic slipped and fell over 100 meters while hiking with his family near Barcelona's Montserrat Caves. Mango CEO Tony Ruiz expressed deep sorrow, stating that the company will carry on Andic's legacy. The Istanbul-born Andic moved to Spain in the 1960s and founded Mango in 1984, turning it into a leading fashion retailer with nearly 2,800 stores worldwide. Forbes estimates his net worth at $4.5 billion or nearly 264 billion pesos, making him the 750th richest person in the world. Andic was 71 years old.
Here at home, the Securities and Exchange Commission warns suspending over 11,000 corporations for failing to submit their annual reports. The revised corporation code mandates all corporations to submit annual reports. Under the Securities Regulation Code, the SEC has the power to suspend or revoke the registration of corporations that fail to comply with reportorial requirements. SEC records show as of October 31st, 11,677 corporations failed to submit their annual financial statements and general information sheets for 8 years, from 2015 to 2022. The SEC is urging these firms to avail of the Enhanced Compliance Incentive Plan to avoid having their certificates of incorporation suspended.
Now, we're always on the lookout for the best gift ideas for Christmas. Now we're going to flip it, and hopefully we don't get some hate. We're going to flip this discussion around and ask, what do you think are the worst gift ideas for Christmas? Okay, let's start with Anne.
Me? Why is it always me?
I always go to Paolo, so let's start with you, Mommy.
Okay, first, I really don't like getting fruitcake. People love giving fruitcakes for
Noted.
I don't like fruitcake because it tastes weird for me. And then you should be very, very careful when you give toiletries to someone because it has like a second meaning.
Direct was gonna give us
but you know what?
Sana.
Actually, a fruitcake, direct.
Or toiletries.
Or toiletries. No, kasi some people might think, why you want me to ligo more or something. But I do love getting soaps.
Hindi. No, I have the undeniably worst gift to give or receive.
Why?
Oh, what is it?
Alam mo kung nasa Christmas party ka at binibigyan ka ng company giveaway and then you gift that to another person without realizing that
na may logo,
ng kumpanya.
That's hilarious.
Diba? Like you give it away to someone and then there's the logo of a company where your friend is employed by because it was a giveaway or you attend a different party. Let's say you go to sabihin natin pumunta kang golf tournament, okay? And then you get a gift. Sabihin natin payong, all right? Then you're gonna re-gift it and then there's like the logo of a company that you don't work for. I mean, like for me, that's impersonal and lazy.
That's true.
I have a story that's similar to that, no? Because a friend of mine told me that she received a gift with a different name.
Oh, yeah. Ibang pangalan.
Parang personalized pala yung gift. So, another friend gave that to her as a Christmas present. Hindi niya inopen. Personalized mug pala.
Yeah.
So, she gave it to someone else. So, nakalagay Anne, but it was for you, Monique.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to give you the beauty queen answer. I don't think there's any worse gifts because it's the thought that counts.
Oh my God.
Even when they re-gifted those company mugs, listen, wow! Even though they re-gifted those company mugs, that was still the thought.
Stop.
To give you. They even made that ballot pa and had to give it to you. So
They even made it balot pa. All right, Mo. Okay.
Okay, Pao, I give you permission to bully mo.
kasi si Mo yung nagtatanong sa atin, and when we ask her...
I didn't pick the segment. I'm just reading what's on the teleprompter.
It was not on the...
so pang-beauty queen.
It was not
I'm just
on
saying.
the prompter. My gosh, buti na lang...
It's the thought that counts,
No, it
guys.
does not.
Tis the season.
No, pero I think wag kayo magre-regalo. Don't give toothbrush.
Now I know what I'm gonna re-gift, Paolo.
Deodorant.
Re-gift.
Guys, mag-effort naman kayo sa mga gift ninyo. And buti na lang, it's the season of forgiving. It's the season of forgiving. We're gonna forgive Mo, I guess. Kasi, ilang days na lang? How many days? We have 9 days. Single digits. Single digits. All right. So to all of our friends watching here on Bilyonaryo, kindly send Mo all of the fruitcakes, all of the toothbrush that you can na may tatak ng kumpanya ninyo. That is it for us today, Monday, December the 16th. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Thank you very much for joining us.
This is going to be my Christmas gift for you, pal. Something like this.
Bakit ako? Siya yung yan.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Thank you for making us your daily morning habit, sending love and good vibes your way.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Send all your company gifts over, guys. I would love all of them. I will also personally send you a thank you note. Have a great Monday ahead. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day.